Hey, I'm Charli Fisher, reporting for the International Fashion Network Dubai Fashion TV. We're here tonight at the BFI Film Festival at the premiere of The Forgiven.
I think the real work comes in the preparation and the research, to be honest.
How long did it take you to prep for the role?
I had a good amount of time. I had a good sort of 6 months notice that it was going to happen, which is a bit of a luxury, and it was something we really fought for. And Forrest had been attached for quite some time, thank goodness, and really championed the film and helped get it this far. And I got to ride on the coattails of that. And he was an amazing man to work with.
Amazing. And what's your most memorable moment of filming?
I think the scenes I had with Forrest in the jail. I mean, he's someone I've admired for many, many years. He's a peer, and he's someone who I think is one of the great actors of my generation. So to get the chance to go toe-to-toe with him and not just work with him, but work with him on two such challenging, interesting characters as well.
What was your favourite part about filming the movie?
I think working with Forrest Whitaker, Eric Bana, and Roland Jaffe. Roland's an amazing director, and you have Forrest Whitaker is an Oscar-winning actor, and so is Eric Bana, award-winning actor. Just great cast and talent involved in this project, and just the entire thing was amazing to film. I can't pinpoint a certain part because it was just the whole.
All of it
it was just an amazing ride, the whole thing.
Where did you film most of it?
South Africa.
Wow,
Cape
it's a
Town.
pretty cool location. Cape Town's amazing as well. Did you enjoy filming that?
Yeah, it was great. It was great because we filmed, where a lot of these things were taking place. Some of the scenes we actually filmed and, some of the prison cells that actually have historical value. So I don't have a particular ritual. I just kind of let it happen over time. I don't really break a character down into, its finite parts or anything. I just kind of let it happen over time and learn about what the character was, involved in, what it wanted at the time, and what it was thinking, and so just become the character slowly, I guess.
Do you think that your role was quite challenging at times at all?
It's challenging because you have to go in the mindset of somebody that just has hate for a particular type of people based on the color of their skin. So it's a really hard character to dive into, actually. So especially when you can't relate to it.
Yeah.
But it's something I think was pulled off pretty well, and I guess we'll find out, right?
What I hope is they'll be very moved by it. They'll also realise that it's a movie about forgiveness, and I think, will find themselves in a strange situation of forgiving someone they think when they go in they won't be able to forgive. And that's extremely important. And the movie's like a little origami. It's a small film, but when you open out what the film is about, it begins to say more and more about each individual. You could say that the two principal characters, Tutu and Blomfeld, are really both parts of one human being. I think it'll make audiences think a lot. Maybe not only about racism in South Africa, racism in America, racism here, which is less but does exist, and how we deal with it, and how we don't make false enemies. But we can't do that. We have to really understand that there is no such thing as an evil person.
Yeah.
There are delusional human beings. That delusion is based on something. Maybe people come out and realise that no one is born a racist. No little baby comes out of the womb and goes, "Yee, I'm this colour or that colour."
So do you think it's society?
Yes. And it's a kind of education, and it's the way in which society educates people. And often it's done without anybody saying anything. It's done by a little sideways look, by a little intake of breath. And the way one can prove that, I think that's the movie kind of mentions this in a way, but it happens between 9 and 15, which is as the child becomes socialised, and as the child finally leaves the sense of being a child and begins to develop a kind of social sense. And if that's perverted or twisted in some way, children can lose that innate bonding that is part of being a human being. And I think people will see that in the movie and realise that we need to find the child in all of us and get rid of what has been inserted into us, sometimes against our will.
What was your most memorable moment of making the film?
I think it was actually, well, there were many, but I think one of them was we worked with our group of black prisoners, and some of our white prisoners were all in fact ex-convicts. Some of them had served as much as 10 years, all for different kind of crimes, some quite violent. But at one point we were filming towards the end, and one man came out and said, "I've got to stop everybody." He said,
Wow.
"I have to say something." Yes. And he said, A few years ago, I was in this prison, in the very cell that you chose to put me in to help shoot the scene. Then I was a prisoner, and now I am a free man. And that was so
Literally
beautiful.
like that?
Yeah, like that. That's how he did it. And everybody cheered and shouted, and everybody hugged each other. And I was watching this, and I was thinking, there's no race in this. There's no colour in this. There are no prisoners and not prisoners. There's simply a group of 60 human beings all working on one project, all understanding each other, and that's how it should be.